This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino.
All right, folks, we are back, and it feels good to be back because, I mean, let's be honest here. I love doing what I do, and I love talking with you guys. I love having you guys on during the regular season. I love hearing your thoughts. I love watching the comments roll in. I love interacting with you guys. I love this team. I love everything about this. So I know it's just preseason, but let's try and make this like a regular season live stream, shall we? Probably not happening. Totally understand. But it was fun. It was a fun preseason game. So I have my thoughts. Just want to let you know, full disclosure, today I will not be bringing on guests. I have a lot to do. So I did just do the Bleacher Report live stream. Now I'm doing this live stream. I also cover the Yankees. They won a thriller right before the Rams game. Actually, it was during the Rams game. So I also have to do that. So no guests today. But we are going to talk. I have a lot to get off my chest. This is one of the more exciting preseason games that I've watched the Rams have. And I understand you guys are probably like calling BS on that. Not Stetson Bennett, Nelson Spruce and, Lance McCutcheon and Bryce Perkins. I know there's been a lot of moments, right, in Rams preseason. But the reason why I found this to be so fun to watch is because I'm watching the offensive line. I'm watching the defensive line. Okay, I don't have all 22, just like you don't have all 22 during the game. Until they give us that power, I can't really tell you how well the corners did. I think they did pretty well, but I can't tell you for sure how well the corners did. I can tell you right now, there's quite a few things that I absolutely loved watching this game. All right, one of those things happened to be a guy that I talked about all offseason, a guy that I said was a perfect fit to be a Ram, and that was Jordan Whittington. And before I even give you my thoughts on him, big shout out, everyone in the chat, give Darius Hines a shout out here because he just dropped 50. Okay, he just donated 50 on this. Mark, you just donated too. Stetson, appreciate you, Mark. Darius, let's go, Jake. This game was so exciting. I almost forgot it was preseason. Darius, man, thank you so much for your donation. We are back in full force, folks. And I promise you this is going to be the best season you have ever seen on this channel. And the reason I say that is because I am now in my studio, all right? I did move out of my parents' basement, so those jokes no longer hit home anymore. I always leaned into them because that would always be funny to me. People would be like, why should I listen to this Jake Ellenbogen kid reporting from his parents' basement? Well, I'm not anymore. And you also shouldn't listen to me anymore. No, I'm kidding. But going back to Jordan Whittington, I thought he had a great debut, folks. He did not have Matthew Stafford throwing him the ball. The ball was not placed in perfect positioning every single time. I guess, okay, yeah, he was going up against backups, but this was his first live game action. And everything I've been told is that, hey, Jake, you might have gotten this thing right. I've heard from people around camp and what have you, were like, Jake, you might be right about Jordan Whittington. And I was like, all right, what do you mean by that? Like, remember when you say he's the closest thing to Puka Nacua in this draft? And I was like, yeah. It's like, well, I'm not saying he'll be Puka Nacua, but this guy's actually, people are very excited about him. And this is a guy that we think will actually be a part of something this year during the regular season. And I got really excited to hear that. Now, we watched him today, number 88, which, by the way, has 88 ever looked so good? Obviously, Torrey Holt wore 88, and then Lance Kendricks wore 88. And, I mean, my guy Bryson Hopkins wore 88. But 88 looks so good on Jordan Whittington. And Whittington showed you every aspect of what it means to play wide receiver for the Los Angeles Rams. He blocked. He went out and he got open. He caught every pass thrown his way. If it hit his hands, he was going to come down with it. He was outstanding today, okay? And he made it look so smooth. He's just a natural mover. This is a guy that missed 22 games in college. He hasn't missed anything since. He came back, he ran, I believe it was a 4.45 he posted on Twitter. So he's got the speed. He's got the the overall body composition that you look for, the archetype the Rams look for at wide receiver. He's built a lot like Puka Nacua. And that one play where he was thrown over the middle and a guy's on his back, draping on his back, and he breaks the tackle and he just takes off. I get why I was hearing this guy's been compared to a Deebo Samuel. I'm like, shit, I understand it now. I get it. I totally understand it, right? Totally understand it now. Before, maybe not so much. I didn't know for sure. Now I get it. But I also want to give a shout out to Bloomylicious. Thank you so much for becoming a bronze member on my channel. Appreciate you. Kane for the 5. Thank you so much. It's a preseason game, but I'm glad we won. Bennett has promise, but needs some work. Cardi did real good out there. I'm excited to see him play. Go Rams. Thank you so much, Kane. Hunter, thank you so much for the 10. Stetson Bennett, clapping cheeks and taking names. For real, though, Jay Witt is legit. He is legit. He's absolutely legit. Whittington is getting me very excited. Just want to let you guys know that today's live stream, I almost said video. I've been doing so many videos. Today's live stream is brought to you by BetUS, which is a sponsor of this channel. You will hear a lot from them. If you're looking for a sports book, BetUS, you can use my promo link in the description and will be the comment section after the show when I'm able to comment. 125% sign-up bonus up to 3 times, up to $2,000. My description link in the description. Fast and easy deposits, 24/7 personalized service, 365 days a year, live wagering on all major games. Today, I posted in the community post section. You could have gone to BetUS, used my promo link, gotten the 125% sign-up bonus, and you could have bet on this game. Now, betting on preseason, not everybody does it, but hey, it's fun, right? You got some skin in the game. But of course, thank you so much to BetUS for sponsoring this live stream. So, look, I'm going to get into all of it because it's not a JE Live. It's not a, it's not Downtown Rams. It's not JE Live. It's not any of my videos without me giving details, right? I'm not going to sit here and just be like, yeah, all this stuff and what have you. No, like I have like actual notes that I wrote down throughout the game. Shout out to Yankees Unloaded, by the way. Since I started covering baseball, I write down notes constantly because things come up during games and I'm like, I never wrote down notes before during, a Rams game. And now I'm writing down notes consistently. So it's like, I understand I do a lot of the stuff off the top of my head, but at the same time, I'm also like, well, shit, I want to get to everything I want to cover and I don't want to miss anything. Right. So I had a lot to talk about, and let's just start off. Like, obviously we talked about, Jordan Whittington, 6 catches, 74 yards, looked great. They went to him on 4th down, huge high leverage situation. He comes through, makes the catch through contact, right? Another through contact play. We talked about over the middle, through contact, right? So you have that 30-yard explosive. We love the explosives. We need explosives, 100%. Speaking of explosives, if you want to do something explosive, hit that like button for me and the subscribe button because we're trying to get to 27,000 subscribers by tomorrow. I know it sounds crazy, but I don't care. I believe in you guys. And if we don't get there, it's not the end of the world. But I'd like to get there, right? So that's what I'll say there. Show that fire t-shirt. Oh, yeah. Man, I got this 2 years ago. It's awesome. Ruiz, thank you so much for the 2. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. So yeah, Jordan Whittington was great, right? Jordan Whittington, a lot of good things. I think he is going to actually have a role where he's contributing during the regular season. I'm excited about him. There is not a wide receiver room in the league I would take over this Rams unit. I don't care. I don't care what you say. Oh, well, you can have Tyreek Hill and you can have Jalen Waddle and OBJ. I don't care. I love this wide receiver room so much. I love Cooper Kupp is about to knock your socks off. If you have already sold all your Cooper Kupp stock, you are about to fall off your couch. He is back. People are not ready, but he's back. So you have Puka Nacua, who's coming off a year where he was clearly the rookie of the year. Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, 2 number 1 receivers. Then you got Demarcus Robinson, who is really coming into his own. You know, I don't know where it came from. I will say I think he was always talented, but never really got the opportunities. He's coming into his own. I'm really excited about that, especially for him. But in addition to that, you have Tutu Atwell. You have the speed threat over the top. Atwell's had a good camp. Now you got Jordan Whittington, right? You got Xavier Smith. You got Tyler Johnson. Those are some guys that they really like. This is a great wide receiver room, and I'll stick with it. There's not a running back room I would take over the Rams right now. Okay, yeah, sure. It'd be nice to have Saquon Barkley. I wouldn't be against that. I wouldn't hate having Christian McCaffrey, but I'm not getting rid of Kyron Williams, Blake Corum, Boston Scott, Ronnie Rivers. Speaking of which, Ronnie Rivers did not play. He is a lock. If there was ever a worry, Ronnie Rivers fans out there, if there was ever a concern he wasn't going to make this team, he's a lock. He's making this team. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And I'll go as far as to say I was wrong. I thought Zach Evans would make it over him. Ronnie Rivers did not play. His role on this team is clearly fine, unless he was hurt, but we didn't hear anything about him getting hurt, okay? So I want to say that. I want to start off with that. There's not a running back room or a wide receiver room I would take over the Rams right now. I don't care. Colby Parkinson, locked in. Number 1 tight end. We found that out today. Davis Allen got some run, actually playing in the game. I was surprised by that. I truly was. You look at the, the rest of the offense, because I want to start off with the offense, go to the defense. Guys, the offensive line kicked ass, okay? They kicked ass today. I don't know where this came from. I always say preseason offensive lines they lack physicality. It's just really pedestrian. You find 1 guy out of 5 that are really good. No. The Rams offensive line kicked ass today. They were awesome. I mean, if I was to say there was one weak link, it would be A.J.R. Curry at the very beginning. He struggled. But he was fine, right? He was fine. And then you want to talk about, guys, Logan Bruss. Didn't we just do a video on him and Zach Thomas? We also did a video on A.J.R. Curry. Logan Bruss looked really good. Logan Bruss is going to make this team. The fact that he was starting the entire game at right guard, he's going to make this team. Oh, and look at right tackle. You guys know I loved Warren McClendon coming out of Georgia. If you've been following the channel long enough, Warren McClendon was kicking ass. He was a wall, an absolute wall at right tackle. I already mentioned Zach Thomas. I did not mention Bo Limmer. Bo Limmer was awesome as well. Bo Limmer kicked ass in the middle. Bo Limmer combo blocked. Bo Limmer was a convoy. I talked about his athleticism in our video about Bo Limmer, right? Well, when Boston Scott was trying to get to the second level, Bo Limmer is at the second level with him, trying to get him some opportunities. Speaking of Boston Scott, loved the way he ran today. I've always liked him from afar. I was really happy they added him. So on the offense, a lot to like. Now we get into Stetson Bennett. Then we'll talk about the defense. Then we'll talk about special teams. All right, let's do it. Stetson Bennett. There's some good. There was some bad. There was some horrendous, ugly, whatever. Just being honest. Bennett thought that first drive, I even tweeted it out. I was like, wow, he's night and day from last preseason. He almost had 5 picks today. He had 4. He pulled a Russell Wilson. He threw 4 picks, not in a playoff game. He threw 4 picks and won the game on the final drive. Now, Stetson Bennett has some things that you really like. He's got that mobility in the pocket, escapability. He can move with his legs and actually, take off and get yards. But he also, he could work off script. I like that. I like that he's not afraid to stand in the pocket. And I like the fact that he's not afraid to throw a dart. What I don't like is that Stetson does not make reads. If it's not there, Stetson is not trying to climb to his 3rd or 4th read. Now, again, he's basically a rookie. He missed all of last year, only played 2 preseason games or 3 or whatever. So I understand, right? Totally understand. He is not, whatever you want to call it. But let's be honest here. Let's not kid ourselves. Stetson Bennett was not good enough today. He got the job done at the end, and I loved that. But if we're being honest here, the most important thing for the Rams is to make sure they have a backup. That's why they got Jimmy Garoppolo. They probably should have gone with Carson Wentz. He's not suspended for the first 2 games. But anyway, they went with Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo is suspended for the first 2 games of the season. So Stetson Bennett, hate to break it to you, whether you think it's fair or not, has to be criticized, has to be held to the high standard, because Stetson Bennett is a snap away from being the starting quarterback of the Los Angeles Rams week 1. If Matthew Stafford went down with an injury, Stetson Bennett would be the starter for the Rams week 1 against the Lions. That's the reality right now. So you have to hold Stetson accountable. There were some good things. There was a lot of bad. A lot. What I really find as a red flag, Stetson Bennett last year had pressure, a lot of pressure. The offensive line was not that good. He got pressured a lot. He threw it up there. Now you could say, I'm giving him, that's a red flag. That's a bad play. That's fine. I totally get that. And I agree. Like, I watched Mac Jones get laughed at on Twitter because on the Jaguars in preseason, he tried to run away and he took a sack. I'll take a sack over an interception. I'll take a sack over a strip sack, right? He just went down. So let's be honest here. Bennett, right, had time. I just said the offensive line was dominant. They were a brick wall. He very rarely was pressured. He had all day to throw. 3 of his 4 picks came from a clean pocket. Clean. Nobody was in it. No one pressured him. So that is my concern. If he was pressured and the offensive line played like shit and he threw the ball up there and he got picked, totally fine. Totally fine. I get it. That's preseason. But when I'm watching Logan Bruss kicking ass, coming off a torn ACL 2 years ago, his rookie year, missed an entire rookie year. Then last year he started to look a little bit better moving to right guard, but he wasn't great. And then this year he looked fantastic in the preseason. When I see that, I see him, I see McClendon, I see Limmer, I see Zach Thomas, and I see R. Curry giving him a perfect pocket, and then he rushes a throw and throws it into 3 defenders. Yeah, I get a little annoyed. So that's the reality of it. I'm excited for Bennett to bounce back if he can. And I do believe in some capacity he can. I'm not ruling that out. But we have to be honest with ourselves. We have to. You can't sit there and tell me that this wasn't at least a little concerning. I'm aware he hasn't played in a year. I'm fully aware of that. But at the same token, if you want to bring that up, then you have to be fair to guys like Jordan Whittington and Tyler Davis, who we're going to get to. Jordan Whittington is brand new to the NFL. This is his first NFL action. Why did he look like the best player on the freaking field? He looked like the best player on the field, period. No doubt about it. Best player on the field. And you know who looked like the second best player on the field? The other rookie they got in the draft, Tyler Davis. So, anyway, final thoughts on Stetson before we move over to the defensive side of the ball. I thought Stetson had a lot of concerning patterns, but again, it's only one game. He can bounce back from this, and he ended it on a high note. He won the game. You got to give him credit. You got to give a guy credit. That is actually a big thing that I want to really drive home. Stetson Bennett played like garbage. He was awful. He had some good things, yes, but we're being nice when we say he had some good things, right? Stetson Bennett played like garbage for the majority of the game. But let's be honest here. When push came to shove and the game was on the line, whether it was preseason or not, Bennett raised and elevated his game to another level. He made the throws he had to have on the final drive. And that was not a check down touchdown, folks. He had to get out there and throw against his body and have that sidearm throw and fit it into Miller Forrestall. That's not an easy throw to make. So it tells me that he has the moxie. It tells me he has the poise. And it definitely tells me he's strong-willed enough to play quarterback in the NFL. That's what I'll leave it at. We'll see what ends up happening in the next two games. I'm not used to the Rams winning preseason games, if I'm being honest. So this is kind of weird. But I'll take it. I will take it. That's something he can build on. That's how he ended the game. You cannot take away those 4 picks. They happened. So the best thing you can do is move on, and I thought he did a nice job of that. So I'm critical, but I'm also understanding. I want to be fair. Bennett did not play great, but when his best was required at the end of the game, he stepped up and made a play. I don't care if it was preseason. That was a good drive by Stetson Bennett. Good drive by Mike LaFleur, who was calling the plays. I liked what I saw. Speaking of guys calling the plays, Chris Shula's defense, because I know a lot of you wanted to get into the defense, so let's just dive right in. Chris Shula's defense did not give a rip who was in front of him. Did not care. Chris Shula's defense did not care. That's physicality. We got a trailer. We have just an idea of what this defense can be this year, but it was exciting. And let's talk about him. Tyler Davis. I mean, you guys know, and I'll always be honest. I'll always be honest. I'll always admit to you guys if I'm wrong. I didn't love the Tyler Davis pick at the time. I started to like it a little bit more as time went on, but I didn't love it at the time. He was awesome, and he is every type of player. And he is exactly what I look for. Okay? Exactly what I look for in a defensive lineman. That level of fire, that nonstop motor, I love it. I love to see it. I love the hard work ethic, all of it. Okay? No nonsense, badass in the trenches. That's Tyler Davis out of Clemson. So, guys, I'm really excited about this kid. Really excited. Him, Desjuan Johnson, Bobby Brown, Kobe Turner, Braden Fisk. I love it. Tyler Davis is a type of guy who Aaron Donald would probably be jumping up and down watching. This is the type of stuff that the Rams are looking for. You have to embody what they look for in a Ram, and Tyler Davis does that. So, let's be honest here. Davis is a stud. I've seen enough. If they didn't play Braden Fisk, Blake Corum, Jared Verse, I don't need to see Tyler Davis play another down. Just like I don't need to see Jordan Whittington play another down in preseason. These guys are going to contribute. These guys are going to contribute this year in the regular season and play pivotal roles. I don't want them to go down with an unnecessary injury in preseason. These guys aren't trying to earn a spot on this team. Tyler Davis's job is so safe. I mean, come on. Tyler Davis's job is guarded by Fort Knox. There's no way he is going anywhere. He is making this 53-man roster, and he's going to play snaps this year during the regular season in the rotation. He's going to. He's going to do it. Jordan Whittington's going to do it. It's going to happen, without a doubt. So I do think at some point Tyler Davis needs to be sit down the rest of preseason, because he is legit. The things I saw, rushing the passer, obviously in the run game, great. But it's the little nuance things. When you're actually scouting a player, the things that show up on tape, on film. And what I'll say right now is when I was watching Davis, he's got this motor that gets me so giddy, that I saw with Desjuan Johnson coming out of Toledo, that I saw with Aaron Donald coming out of Pitt, right? I saw with Mekhi Wingo coming out of LSU. Interior defensive linemen that have that nonstop, the motor doesn't shut off, they don't have a switch. Sign me up all day. Davis is rocking number 90. I mean, good Lord. He looks awesome. He moves well. He's strong at the point of attack. He can get into the backfield, make plays. He can also cut off an angle. He did a great job today in contain. Great job. That one play where the announcers were like, Russ Yeast with a great tackle, that was made, and obviously Russ Yeast did a great job disengaging the block and making a play, but that was made because Tyler Davis was also in the way. There was no cutback lane. Tyler Davis was right there. He gobbled it up. So I love to see it. I love to see it. Tyler Davis was so much fun to watch today. So was Desjuan Johnson. Someone mentioned in the comment section, I've already lost it because you guys are very active, which I love to see. We're over 600 viewers. Wow, football season's back, folks. And we're even bigger than last year, so this should be fun. But Desjuan Johnson saved a touchdown. So look, I mean, yeah, TD they're calling him. Yeah, hell yeah. Sign me up. TD it is. I know Terrell Davis was TD. Well, Tyler Davis is going to be TD from now on. So TD was great, right? Desjuan Johnson was also great. And you see it, this infectious, lead by example was on full display. You have this second-year player in Desjuan Johnson, Mr. Irrelevant. You have a first-year player in Tyler Davis, and these guys are playing like their hair is on fire. And the other guys pick it up around them. I thought Jason Taylor II played very well, probably the best game I've seen from him. The tackling was superb. This is a physical football team. I don't care what anyone says about, it's preseason. Miss me with that, okay? Physicality can be seen through preseason. The veil of preseason should not discount physicality, should not discount proper tackling, right? It shouldn't. So Jalen McAuliffe, I see you. 5 solo tackles today. All 5 of your tackles. Hands-on, great tackles. I don't know if he makes the team. Hell of a day there for Jalen McAuliffe. Hell of a day for Jason Taylor. Hell of a day for TD. Desjuan Johnson was great. I thought Tanner Engel had some great stuff. Elias Neal showed up in some spots there. There was a forced fumble. I believe that was that Elias Neal? I forget who forced it, but yeah, no, like some great stuff today. Jacob Hummel with a great pass breakup. Zach Van Valkenburg was playing like he was on a mission. I'm not saying that he's going to make the team, but Van Valkenburg is really putting himself in position where he's going to make this a tough cut. Omar Spates showed off some things. I know a lot of people liked him, but Van Valkenburg, I definitely wanted to bring up. Nick Hampton had a really good game. Olakunle Fatukasi, I thought you saw in limited opportunities there. I thought he looked good. there was a lot of good guys. I got to tell you, there was a lot of good. I can't really speak too much on the secondary since I don't have all 22 in front of me. Sean Jolly had a really nice pass breakup as I watched. Russ Yeast, I was surprised he played to begin with. Like I mentioned, Nick Hampton was great off the edge, but in the secondary, Cameron Kinchins came up, made some big plays. I thought, you saw some really good things out of Trey Tomlinson. Now, Trey Tomlinson got absolutely hosed on that face mask call, okay? And I'll get to that, but I also want to address this. Matthew, thank you so much for the 10. So stoked when we picked Tyler. Being a Clemson fan, I hope he can progress in the pros. He was a beast in college. Absolutely. Matthew, thank you so much for the donation. Appreciate you. Mark, thank you so much for the 2. Our linebacker play was amazing. No more Reader. Well, Reader didn't play probably because he's going to make the team, but I get what you're saying. Yeah, Olajiga had a nice play. I'm kind of going through my notes now, but there's a lot to like. I mean, Keir Thomas really stepped up, and he showed his motor on full display. There was some stuff, obviously Charles Woods is somebody that's had some, great stuff in camp. People keep talking about him. I thought he had a solid performance. Want to, shout out Cam McCutcheon. That first play, he gave up the explosive. I thought he did kind of a poor job where I thought he could have turned himself around and made a play on the ball. Instead, he tried to play it and, his back to the ball. And I get that. That is a way to play that. It's not my ideal way, but I understand it's a timing thing. The reason why I'm shouting him out while bringing him down is because Cam McCutcheon really bounced back, I thought, after that play. I thought he had some really good stuff there. So, again, no all 22 to really watch as of right now, but those are some guys that stood out to me. Josh Wallace. There are a lot of good things, guys. A lot of good things to see. This was definitely a breath of fresh air. Football's back. The Rams are back. Those uniforms were popping. Man, don't they look great. I love the look of them, man. I really do. But, it was great to see Rams football again, the helmets, everything. Sean McVay, he was great as always. Anytime they interview him, during the preseason, he's always a blast. Anthony Goodlow, I thought, played pretty well. Cam Lampkin had some things. So, I think this was one of those games where pretty much everyone did something good. Okay. And I'm just so happy. And I'm happy to kind of share this excitement with you guys because I'll tell you right now, football being back is just going to be so much fun. But this is my job, right? Also, my job is to cover the New York Yankees for Yankees Unloaded. Also, my job is to cover the NFL with Cameron Lynch for Off the Edge. Also, my job is to do Downtown Rams. This is also my job. But you know what they say. If you like your job, then it's like you don't ever work in your life. Well, I've already worked in my life. I've worked some terrible jobs. I've worked jobs I absolutely hated. I worked jobs that put me on the brink, okay? But this stuff, doing this with you guys, talking with you guys, interacting with you guys, nothing beats this. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So I don't take this for granted at all. I think it was just such a blast to watch this. And I just got a new TV this year, and I refused to watch any of those preseason games on that TV until the Rams played. So first football game on the new TV, Rams, had to be that way. Pretty excited about that. Man, over 600 people we broke in this one. That was the maximum. That was the most. I don't think we go higher than that, but really appreciate you guys for showing out in all full force. So yeah, I think right now, looking at this game, looking at where the Rams are at, the offensive line injuries suck. Okay, they have injuries. We've talked about them. I've done videos about them. Right? Jackson's hurt. Both Jacksons are hurt. Alaric and of course Jonah. Okay. Havenstein's banged up. It's not great. It's not great at all. It annoys me. But I think they'll be good to go for week 1. I think if this team can stay healthy until week 1, they're going to have a really good looking bunch around them. Gene, thank you so much for the 2. Tyler Davis showed out. He's going to be huge. Yeah, he really did. He absolutely did. So I'm really excited to watch this team. I think just, I understand, again, it's only a preseason game. But at the same time, only a preseason game, you can learn a lot. You can learn a lot about players. I'm bummed that KT Leviston didn't get a chance to play in his first preseason game. We'll see if that changes, but I didn't see him. But I would have loved to see Verse and Braden Fisk. But the reality of it is, the way Sean McVay has done it, I'm okay with it. I don't want to see Whittington play next week. I don't want to see Tyler Davis play next week. I don't want to see Desjuan Johnson play next week. Anybody that you can think right now is going to have a legitimate role on this team throughout the year, I don't want them playing. Boston Scott even. If Scott is going to be that other returner next to Atwell, I don't want him playing. Zach Evans did not have a great day today. He had that reception for 24 yards. We like that. But 12 carries for 28 yards when you had a great offensive line blocking for you. Not great. Not great. So he needs the stuff. He definitely needs the playing time. We'll see what ends up happening with him. Whittington should not play. Sam Wiglusz had a really good game, I thought. Now, he only caught 3 passes for 36 yards, and I don't know if he returned after he got drilled in the head, on that brutal hit, but I hope he's okay. I really do. He was open. Wiglusz was open like every opportunity, so he did a really nice job getting open. Drake Stoops looked good. Obviously wasn't utilized a ton, but looked good. Xavier Smith, we've just heard great things about him throughout camp. Xavier Smith looked really good. Forrestall looked good in the blocking game. Had caught 3 of 3 targets for 20 yards and a touchdown. The game winner, Tyler Johnson. Hard to say he looked good. He didn't really get a lot of opportunities. He had a deep throw down the field, down the sideline. Clear, obvious, horse collar, face mask, pass interference, holding, whatever you want to call. They didn't call anything on that play. So I was a little upset by that. I thought he got screwed out of a penalty there. Davis Allen didn't play too much, only had, a target. I was surprised he even played. But yeah, I really just liked what, we saw as a whole. I really can't stress enough, though, Jordan Whittington should not play. I'm not against Tyler Johnson playing because I don't think Tyler Johnson's going to have a significant role on this team. I think there's a chance Jordan Whittington pushes himself into the number 3 spot as early as next year. So I think he's going to have a role this year, and I think that they should be careful how they, use him. Deuce Falco, appreciate you for the 10. I know it's preseason, but those 4 ints, man, no, I hear you. 4 interceptions is not good. So I get that. Yeah, I know Brennan got hurt. I don't know if they kept him out today or whatnot, but that. Yeah, I see a lot of people talking about Joshua Carty. As you guys know, that was the kicker that I wanted them to draft. Or if you didn't know, now you know. And he looked really good. He wasn't really tested from deep, but I just love the way he made his kicks. I mean, right down the middle, just simple. I didn't have to worry about it. He had the height and everything. He looked good. He looked really good. He kicked the game winner. Party, whatever. People have different names for him. I know some people are calling him Playboy Cardi. I called him Cardi B all the time. I just thought it was kind of funny. Not that I'm ever going to be a Cardi B fan, but calling him Cardi B was just kind of what I used to call him. But yeah, I'm excited for him too. Kind of like how in baseball you're only as good as your closer. In football, you're only as good as your kicker, because if you don't have a kicker, we've already seen it. It can kill you. The Rams simply would not have won the Super Bowl without Matt Gay. I don't care what anyone says. The Rams do not win that Super Bowl without Matt Gay. They don't win the game against the Saints. They don't go to the Super Bowl against the Patriots, Super Bowl 53, without Greg Zuerlein, right? You need a kicker. The Patriots, they're not a dynasty. Tom Brady is probably not known as the GOAT without Adam Vinatieri. Let's be honest here. If they didn't have Vinatieri, does Tom Brady have 3 Super Bowl wins? That's debatable. So look, I'm just being honest here. Kickers matter. And it was nice to see a kicker that seemed calm, cool, and collected. And I understand it's the preseason, and I understand the Cowboys weren't trying to win this game because they didn't put out Dak Prescott and all their starters, but that was good. I definitely liked what I saw out of Cardi. So I'm glad you brought him up because I guess I totally forgot about him, even though I'm a big fan of his. So yeah, I thought this overall a lot of good from this game. Very few ugly, but there was some, like I mentioned, 4 interceptions. Next up, the Rams play, I believe, the Chargers and then Houston. Yes. So the Chargers are on at 7:05 Eastern time. That's 4:05 your time on the West Coast. NFL Plus, and that'll be at SoFi, will be considered a Chargers home game. Luis Perez is their leading passer, so we'll see if they go with him again. Old friend of the Rams. And then Houston on the 24th, my dad's birthday, 1 p.m. Eastern time. So that's 11 your time, or excuse me, 10 your time. God, keeping up with the the time differences and all that is kind of a lot. Mario Karty, that's funny. Davis Mills has been playing quite a bit, and old Ram Cam Akers is their leading rusher. So we'll probably see Cam Akers, going up against the Rams in a revenge game. I think that'll be the first game Cam Akers has gone up against the Rams in since they traded him. So that is a 1 p.m. Eastern time game against the Texans in Houston to end the preseason. And then we have September 8th in Detroit, revenge time. Rams going to Detroit to avenge their postseason loss, a game that they should have won. They dominated the second half of the game and they were screwed at the end. I'll say it. I do not care who likes it. They were screwed at the end. I think they're going to go in there. They're going to take care of business, but we should definitely be enjoying, the next few weeks. Now I want to point out something, and I'm not, this live stream isn't going to be super long. I am working on kind of limiting how long these are because I don't want them to drag on forever. I don't want to just be talking in circles and boring you. But I wanted to bring up something because, it's funny. History repeats itself, and you might not even be thinking about this, but the Rams have a chance to do something that would be very helpful, very advantageous to their run for their next Super Bowl win, which I do believe they will have. I think this team is going to win the Super Bowl. I've said that. I really think this team is going to win the Super Bowl. I think this is their year. I think they turn things around. Matthew Stafford. Last year, they were the hottest team in football. If they didn't get screwed by the same referee that screwed them 4 different occasions, I think there's a chance that the Rams could have won it last year, or at least they could have played the 49ers in the NFC title game and had a run at it. Now, everyone has to be healthy. I agree with you, Deuce, on that one. But the reason I say this thing that can be advantageous is that in 2022, I really felt like we could be looking at I would say a preview of the Super Bowl with the Rams and Bills. It was on banner night. The Rams got all their rings and everything. It was a big deal. The Bills came in and knocked the Rams around, right? All over the place. They won 31-10. Why do I bring this up? Well, I'll tell you why I bring this up. I bring this up because I think the Rams have a chance to do the same to the Lions. Now, we could talk all we want, essentially, about how that Bills loss was just, embarrassing, but it didn't cost them the season. It was all about the injuries. I will tell you right now, if the Rams beat the Bills in that game, 2022 goes entirely different. I'm not going to say that they don't have the injuries, but I think they do a much better job and they win more games. I believe that because I believe that this is a momentum business. So, with the Lions, what am I getting at? I'm telling you right now, the Rams have a chance to knock the Lions down a peg. Humble them, if you will. There are a lot of Lions fans that seem to think that they won the Super Bowl last year. There are a lot of Lions fans that seem to think that a 1-point game against the Rams, which was aided by a horrible call on Puka Nacua, a no call, where he was not only hit helmet to helmet, he was not only held, he was not only pass interfered, they also roughed Matthew Stafford. You could have called anything on that play. That was that. They seem to think that 1 point was like 20. So I think the Rams have a chance to go into Detroit and not just beat Detroit, but knock their block off. And if they do that, they could take Detroit, knock them down a peg, and take them out of the running. And I say that because I understand it's week 1, but we saw when the Bills came into SoFi and they punched the Rams in the mouth, that was the season. Nothing went their way after that. We've seen it before. It can happen. So I'm looking forward to it. I think the Rams really can go into Detroit, and I think they can just absolutely, because let's be honest here. Every Lions fan that you talk to, if you do talk to one, every Lions fan out there has to assume that the Lions are going to win the Super Bowl this year. That's what's happened. The Lions have become that team that everyone just is like, they are essentially the Baltimore Orioles of the NFL. Yes, the Baltimore Orioles have done a lot. They've rebuilt in a way that not a lot of teams have. They have a fun roster. They're exciting. They're young. All of that. The Baltimore Orioles also haven't won jack shit. And neither have the Lions. The Lions could not beat the 49ers. Remember? I know you do, because we had to watch the Niners again in the Super Bowl blow it again, which was kind of fun. But my point here is that the Lions haven't won anything. And it's not just the fans, but I think the players have actually kind of fed off that energy. Like, yeah, like we're hot shit. I mean, the whole Jared Goff chant and you're good enough. You're good enough for Detroit, Jared. Like, all right. So I absolutely believe that the Rams on the 8th of September have a chance to cripple the Lions, break their will, knock them out of the running, and then they have to focus on guys like the Packers. They have to focus on the 49ers, right? But they have a chance to really humble the Lions. And the football I saw today, it was preseason, albeit, but that was some of the best tackling I've ever seen in a preseason game. That was some of the best blocking I've ever seen in a preseason game. Offensive line in preseason is normally dog water. That was not the case in this game. So I was very impressed all around, and I think it's kind of a little preview, right? You see those trailers come out? It's like a trailer. It's like a movie trailer. And the movie that we're going to watch is the Rams 2024 regular season roster. And preseason was the trailer. And you could say what you will. Those aren't the guys that'll be out there. I don't care. All I needed to see was Jalen McCullough. I needed to see guys like that stepping up, making textbook tackles in the open field. There's going to be more of that. That's what Chris Shula wants. That's a Chris Shula defense. His DNA, he is attached to that. Omar Spates, exactly. That is what they are. So that's how I look at it, folks. And if I'm crazy for thinking that, then I'm crazy for thinking that. But that's how I feel. So, yeah, I feel great about this team. I really do. The injuries are a concern. I wish KT Leviston played today. But seeing that 6th round, guys, everyone in the 6th round kicked ass. Tyler Davis, Joshua Carty, Jordan Whittington, and Bo Limmer. Isn't it funny, by the way? I bring up all the time the Rams had 4th, 5th round picks, and they picked Puka Nacua with their 3rd. Well, the Rams picked Jordan Whittington with their 3rd, 6th round pick. We'll see what ends up happening. But yeah, guys, all in all, a lot to feel good about. you have to keep it on this channel for all your news. We're going to have a Downtown Rams episode come out soon. I'm also going to be doing these, of course. I'm going to have my Bleacher Report live stream after next week and the week after. So Bleacher Report and YouTube, we're going live on. Be sure to follow me on the Bleacher Report app, JK Bogan. Follow me on Instagram at JK Bogan, all social media at JK Bogan. Be sure to subscribe to this. Be sure to check out today's sponsor, BetUS. The promo link is in the description. 125% bonus match 3 times. So, guys, a lot of stuff coming in this channel. We're really, really excited. Do I still do roundtable? Yes, I do. We actually just dropped the first of the roundtables for this season this week. So Tuesday, we'll have the roundtable. Okay? A lot of good things. I have over 500 people in here. Please be sure to hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed this. Also, one quick thing. I have to throw a shameless plug out there. Okay? I know a lot of you are Dodger fans. Okay? Well, as you can see, I'm a Yankee fan. I got Aaron Judge in the background. But that's not the point. The point I'm making here is if for whatever reason you are subscribed on this channel, for whatever reason you've been following me for a while, and you did not know that I cover the New York Yankees with Gary Sheffield Jr., one of my best friends, and you know, we just continue to grow. Yankees Unloaded is our show. Go and check that out. If you're a Yankee fan, you're looking for a show, you already like me, you like the person behind the microphone, go and check out Yankees Unloaded. It's right on my my channel. It's right on my channel page. And again, if you're not a Yankee fan, no worries. You don't have to. But for the Yankee fans, I'm trying to catch you in the net. Okay, trying to catch you in the net. Nick W. asked a great question here. You're going to be doing film breakdown this season. I am going to try my damnedest to do a film breakdown every single week. So when that All 22 comes out this week, join me on, I almost said Discord. How would we do that? What am I talking about? No. Join me on kick.com/JKBogan. Like I said, kick.com/JKBogan if you haven't already. Be sure to follow that. We're live right now. We don't have many people on Kick, but we are live right now. That is where all the all 22 film breakdown is going to go. Okay? And the reason is because I don't feel like getting copyright claimed every time I try to do something using fair use, and people try and take advantage because fair use isn't protected fairly, ironically enough. So go and do that. I'll drop the link in the description below. Actually, I'll drop the link in the comment section below. And I also have the Bleacher Report live stream in case you didn't see that. I'm also going to drop that in a little bit on the channel. But yeah, definitely be sure to click that link, follow, and you'll never miss, well, if you have notifications on, you'll never miss a live stream when we do a film breakdown over on Kick. So that is going to do it. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I do not like leaving when I have over 450 people live. But unfortunately, I have to. So I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys soon. You take care, folks. Later.
Michael Vick here at BetUS.com. Get it all. Huge bonuses, great odds, a race book, live in-game betting, and a casino. BetUS, my online sports book and casino.